Hi everyone, I hope you are doing great. It's your favorite CAD addict, Best of Delta. If you're here for the first time, please click the subscribe button and do not forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when next I post a video. Well, if you are an old timer here, thanks for hanging around. It shows you're doing great. Thanks a lot, and I really appreciate that. So today, alright fellows, we are going to be looking at exercise 12. Alright, in the previous video we looked at exercise 11. You will agree with me, this was pretty much easy. Alright, so today we're gonna try to draw this exercise 12. Alright, so looking at this, alright, looking at this drawing here, you see we have a kind of this shape right here at the base of this drawing. From the dimension here, we can tell that we have two cycles here of dimensions 100 meters, 100 millimeters in diameter. All right, so yeah, the distance between these cycles, these smaller cycles, is 14 millimeters. Okay, all right, so we're gonna try to draw this today. All right, so let's go to CAD. Alright, as you can see, I have my card already open up. I believe you know the trick by now. You click on new, then you click on AutoCAD show, just for the purpose of this tutorial. Okay, right off you start off by creating layers. Okay, I've already done that, so right, so save us some time. Alright, so you go ahead. I believe if you be following my videos, you can create layers with now. Alright, so you create layers called construct 1 and dimension 1. This one is going to serve as a dimension, and why this is going to serve as a layer for construction lines. Alright, and the color we normally use cyan and blue for respectively for each of these layers. Okay, and the zero layer remains our main layer. This is where I will put in our main lines, our main drawing. Okay, alright, so having done that, so next up we're going to start off by creating construction lines. Okay, so I'll go to the draw ribbon, I'll click on construction line. Okay, now we're starting off from the origin, so I'll type in 0,0 and press enter on the keyboard. Right up, as you can see, we are on the wrong layer. Okay, so I'm going to click on this line, I will just put it and delete it. Then we'll have to go to the construction layer, because what I want us to do now is to produce construction lines. Okay, so go to the layers ribbon, click on the draw diamond of the layers ribbon, then you select construct 1 layer. All right, so back to draw ribbon, click on construction line, then you type in 0,0 because we want to start off from the origin. Now that's our origin right there. All right, so what we need to do is to put in yes, vertical and horizontal construction lines at 90 degrees and 0 degrees respectively. All right, so I'll take it to the vertical at 90 degrees, click on it, left click on the mouse. Now I'll take it to horizontal at 0 degrees, left click on the mouse. All right, so that's it, we've gotten our vertical and horizontal construction lines. Next up, we want to start off our drawing, so back to our PDF document. Alright, so I want us to start off from the left hand side of our drawing. Right here, we'll be putting in, we start off from a cycle of 100 millimeters in diameter. Alright, then we'll go ahead to put in these smaller cycles in it. Alright, so sorry about that. So back to CAD, go to draw ribbon, click on cycle. Alright, so the first cycle, sorry, before I do that, let's go back to our main layer. Alright, so click where my cursor is right now, click on it, then click on 0, which is our main layer. Alright, so go to draw ribbon, click on cycle. So now ensure your cursor locks at the point of transition of this line. Alright, this construction line, so ensure it locks there, then left click, then we'll type in the radius of the cycle we want to start off with. Cycle of 100 millimeters in diameter has that is radius should be 50 millimeters. Okay, so we'll type in 50 and press enter. All right, so next up, back to PDF document, we have other smaller cycles inscribed in this bigger cycle. The dimension of these smaller cycles are of 40 diameter 40 and 20, which means the radius 10 and 20 respectively. Alright, so we're going to draw in those smaller cycles. So go to the draw ribbon, click on cycle, then ensure your cursor locks to the point of intersection of these construction lines, then radius 10. That's it. Then press the spacebar on the keyboard to re-enter the previous command. Ensure the cursor locks to the center of these previous cycles, then radius 20. Alright, then press enter. Now that's the smaller cycle. Next up, we want to locate the center point of the second. Back to our PDF. We want to locate the center point. Alright, now we've been told from the dimension that the distance between this smaller cycle, which is this smaller cycle of diameter 40 and diameter 32 is 14 millimeters. Alright, so right from the center of the cycle down to this point, we have radius of radius 20 millimeters. That's distance 20 millimeters plus this 14 millimeters. That is altogether is 34 millimeters. Alright, now half of this diameter is 16 plus 34. That will give us 50 millimeters. Alright, so in order to locate the center of this cycle to the right of our drawing here, right here, we have to offset a vertical construction line. That vertical construction line here, CAD, we have to offset this vertical construction line at a distance of 50 millimeters. Alright, so let's go to do that, you go to modify ribbon and you click on offset. And you click on offset, type in the distance 50, then press enter on the keyboard. Then you go straight ahead to click on the line you want to offset. Now in this case, we want to offset this vertical construction line, so I'll go ahead and click on it. Then offsetting to the right. Alright, so I'll click on it, then take my cursor to the right to give direction to CAD. Alright, so that's it. Now right here, the point of direction of this vertical construction line will just offset with the horizontal here will be the center point of our second cycle. Alright, so back to PDF document, we are going to still produce a cycle of diameter 100 millimeters and a smaller cycle of diameter 32 millimeters. That is 50 millimeters and 16 millimeters respectively. Alright, so let's do that. So go to a drawing ribbon, click on cycle, then show your cursor locks to the point of intersection of this line. Right where my cursor is right now, right there. Ensure it locks there. You left click on the mouse, then put in the dimensions 50 millimeters, press enter, then go ahead, click on cycle again, ensure it locks on the point of intersection, then enter distance 16 millimeters, press enter. Now that's what we want. Next up, want to start off now. We don't need the complete cycles. Alright, for the 100 millimeter diameter cycles, we don't need complete cycles, so we're going to start off by trimming off some part of this cycle. But before we do that, we'll have to back to our PDF document. We have to, here you see we have a flat horizontal line right here. Alright, so in order to do that, we need a tangent line that will touch each of these cycles, 100 millimeter diameter cycles, at one point. So let's do that. Back to CAD, go to the bottom right of your screen, then click on object snap, and short tangents is selected. Click on it to select the tangent option, then deselect every other option, so that we don't have much difficulty locating the tangent points on these cycles. Alright, so go to drawing ribbon, click on click line, then place your cursor right above the cycle you want to locate the tangent points. Alright, place it there, and you see a symbol of the tangent point there, right there, showing. Then just click on it, then move on to the next cycle. You locate tangent point, then click on it by left clicking on the mouse. Right, so that's it. Now we've gotten the tangent point, we've drawn in the tangent line. So next up, we want to start off by trimming off the lines, part of this 100 millimeter diameter cycles we don't need. So I'll go to the modify ribbon, then I'll click trim. Alright, then press enter on the keyboard to select every object on the model space. Alright, so next up, we'll start clicking on the lines we don't need that, so I'll click on it. We don't need this, I'll click on it. So I'll go ahead and click on the lines we don't need. So we don't need this, we don't need that, so click on it. Just go ahead and click on the lines we don't need. Alright, so I'll go ahead and clicking on them just like that. Alright, so we don't need this as well, so I'm clicking on it. We don't need this, we don't need that, so we don't need this. Alright, so as you can see, there are some lines that we are unable to trim out. So next up, I'm going to zoom out, and I'll click on the lines to delete them. So select, I'll click on lines to highlight them, click on the lines, and I'll click on the lines to align them. Then I'll press delete on the keyboard to get rid of the lines. Now that's what we want. So next up, we are done with this vertical construction lines. Okay, we are done with this vertical construction lines. I'm going to click on them to align them. I'll press delete on the keyboard to get rid of the construction lines. So next up, next up we need back to our PDF document. Alright, so right from the base of this drawing to the top of our drawing, we have a vertical distance of 280 millimeters. Alright, so we have to produce that. Alright, we have to produce get out this dimension, the vertical distance of 280 millimeters. How do we do that? Back to CAD. Alright, so I'll go back to our construction layer, click on construct 1. Now go to draw ribbon. I'll click on draw diamond of draw ribbon. I'll click on construction line. I'll type in H for horizontal. Now I'll go and lock it in there. Alright, so I want this horizontal construction line to lock to the end point of our tangent line right here, but that is not happening. That's because we have deselected some of the options on the object snap. Alright, so you go back to object snap, ensure end point, midpoint, center, intersection and extension is highlighted. Alright, so leave it like that. Alright, once you've done that, you go back to your drawing. You see it's now locked to the end point of our tangent line right there. Alright, so lock it to that point, then left click on the mouse. That's what we need. Then press escape key on the keyboard to exit the command. Next up, we are going to offset this horizontal construction line at a distance of 280 millimeters. Alright, so to do that, we'll go to the modifier ribbon, click on offset, then type in distance 280 millimeters, press enter on the keyboard. Then you go ahead and click on the line you want to offset. We're offsetting up to upwards. Alright, so I'll click on the baseline, the vertical the horizontal construction line at the base here. I'll click on it, then take my cursor upwards. Now that is the distance. The distance between these lines is what? 280 millimeters. Alright, so back to our PDF document. So right here you see we have a tangent line. Alright, touching the base cycles here, and the upper cycle at of distance, of a dimension 100 millimeters in diameter, that we have a vertical tangent line right here. Alright, so to do that, we have to locate, we have to locate the tangent point using a construction line to represent this tangent line for the time being. So in order to locate, what we want to do now is we want to locate the center point of this upper cycle. So how do we do that? To do that, we have to produce a vertical construction line using the tangent point on this base cycle. Alright, then right from there we can offset from this vertical construction line at a distance. If the entire diameter of the cycle is 100 millimeters, that means the radius is 50 millimeters. Alright, so we're offsetting down and vertical and horizontal construction lines at distance 50 millimeters respectively, in order to locate the center point of this upper cycle. Alright, so let's do that. So back to CAD. Alright, back to CAD. Now I believe we are done with this this construction line, so I'll click on it, delete it. Alright, so next up, I'll go to draw ribbon, click on construction line, click on draw diamond of the draw ribbon again, click on construction line, then type in V for vertical, then press enter. Alright, next up we'll locate the tangent point on this base cycle, locate it, then click on it. That's what we need. Next up, we are going to offset this vertical construction line at a distance of 50 millimeters. Offset the this horizontal line at a distance of 50 millimeters. The point of intersection of these construction lines will serve as the center point of our upper cycle. Alright, so let's do that. Go to modifier ribbon, click on offset, type in distance 50, then press enter. Alright, so we're starting off offsetting the vertical one, so you click on it, offset to the right. Then click on the horizontal offset to the bottom right there. So right here, the point of this point of intersection is going to be the center of our upper cycle. Alright, so you press escape key to exit the command, offset command. Alright, so next up, we'll go to driver and click on cycle. Alright, click on cycle, then show your cursor locks to the center of this to the point of intersection of these construction lines. Lock it, then you left click on the mouse. Sorry, as you can see, we are on the wrong layer, so I'll press escape key to exit this command. All right, then go to layers ribbon, select. All right, where my cursor is right now, click on the drop down menu button, then select 0 layers, that's our main layer. Then go to drawing board, click on cycle. All right, then ensure your cursor locks to the point intersection of these construction lines, click on it, then enter the radius 50 of the upper cycle. All right, so we'll have smaller cycles right inscribed in this bigger cycle. So next up, and what is the dimension of these cycles? Diameter 32 and 60. All right, that makes their radius 16 and 30 millimeters respectively. So let's put in the smaller cycles. All right, so I'll go to drawing board, click on the click on cycle 2. All right, then ensure my cursor locks to the center of the bigger cycle, click on it. Now type in radius 16, then press space bar on the keyboard to re-enter the previous command. Lock my cursor to the center of these cycles, enter radius 30, then press enter on the keyboard. That's what we need. Now next up, next up we can go ahead and put in the tangent lines. All right, cutting touching the base cycle here to the left at one point, and the upper cycle at one point. All right, so I'll go to drawing board, click line, and locate the tangent point on this cycle. All right, as you can see, we're having difficulty locating that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bottom right of the screen, click on object snap, and show the tangent option is highlighted. Yeah, it's highlighted already, so we'll have too many options highlighted there, so I'm going to deselect some of them so that we don't have issues locating the tangent points. All right, so back to our cycle. All right, you see we are not having that problem again because we've deselected some of the options. All right, so I'll click on the tangent point around here. Now go to the upper cycle, click on the tangent point right there. So that's what we need. All right, so next up I'll still do same on the right hand side of our drawing. Click line, locate tangent point on this cycle, click on it. Where my cursor is right now, click on it, left click on the mouse to select it, then go to the upper cycle, left click as well. So that's what we need. So next up, we are done with we are done with these construction lines, so I'm going to turn them off. Click on the drop down menu of the layers ribbon, click on the light bulb right beside construct one layer to turn construction lines off. Click on it. That's it. So next up, we are back to our PDF document. As you can see, you see the way our drawing is. So we're going to trim off some lines. All right, we are trimming off this line, we are trimming off this, and trimming off that. All right, so let's do that. Go to modify ribbon, click on trim, press enter on the keyboard to select every object on the model space. All right, then click on the lines you want to get rid of. All right, we don't need that, so I'll click on it. We don't need this, I'll click on it right there, just like now. This is our drawing right there. So that's our drawing. So next up, we can go ahead and start putting in the dimensions. All right, so let's go ahead and put in the dimensions. So go to the drop down menu of the layers ribbon, then click on the dimension one layer. All right, that's our dimension line. So you go to annotation ribbon, you click on dimension, and we can go ahead and start putting in our dimensions. Okay, now before we do that, let's go back to our just now and select every other options we need. We are done with tangent options, so we can deselect it right now. So we'll select endpoint, midpoint, center, intersection, and extension. We need all that. Okay, so we'll leave that, then we'll go back to dimension. All right, ensure the cursor locks to the endpoint of this tangent line. Okay, then ensure it locks to the midpoint here, right here. Okay, and the distance there, the vertical distance is 280, just like we have in our PDF document. That's correct. So next up, we put in the dimension of these cycles. All right, okay, let's do that. So click on the dimension you want to put in. All right, the part you want to put in the dimension. All right, so that is it. Yeah, 50 radius 50, that's correct. Click on this other cycle. What's dimension right there? Diameter 32, that's correct. Click on this other one, on other cycles. Yes, this other cycles. What's dimension? Diameter 40. Click on the smaller cycle right here. My cursor is right now. Click on it. Click on it. What's the diameter? What's the dimension? Diameter 20. Right here, can click on this to put in the dimension. What is the diameter? Dimension radius 50. That's correct. So next up, we'll click on this radius 50 as well. Here we'll click on that. Diameter 60. Here, right here, what's dimension? 32. That's correct. Okay, so next up, that's our drawing. You can zoom out if the tests aren't that visible to you, so you can zoom out using the rotary roller part of your mouse to do that. You can zoom in if it's too big. Alright, so next up, we'll go to the bottom left of our screen. Click on layout 1. Now this is what our drawing is going to look like on paper. Alright, so I will expand this line here because I want to increase the size of this drawing. Okay, so I'm going to increase it by zooming out. Alright, so having done that, next I'll click on the grid. First off, I want to get rid of this grids here. I don't like it. Alright, so I'll click on the grid mode to turn it off. So next up, I'll go to the right of the screen, this right panel, and I'll click on the drop down menu of the zoom tool. I'll click on zoom rate time. Alright, click on zoom rate time. I'll press hold the left button of the mouse and I'll drag upwards to zoom out. Alright, so I'll drag upwards until I get to the point I need. Alright, if I'm satisfied with this point, then I'll leave it like that. So next up, I can see pan right here to take the drawing to any position I want. Alright, so that's it. Once I'm satisfied, I press escape key on the keyboard to exit the command. Alright, so that's it. So next up, I don't like this blue border line, so I'm going to get rid of it. How do I do that? I'll create a new layer called viewports. New layer called viewports. Okay, viewports. Alright, press enter. Alright, then make it close the layers dialog box. Alright, I'll close it. Then I'll select the blue border line. I'll click on it to select it. Now, right, and once it's selected, you see here, right here at the drop down menu of the layers ribbon, you see that the current layer of this blue border line is dimension 1. So we are going to change it to viewports. Alright, click on the drop down menu, then click on viewports. Now the current layer is viewports. Next up, we are going to turn it off by clicking on this slide bar right beside it. Click on it. Okay, to turn it off. That's it. That's what you want. Alright, so a little extra today. Let's look at how to save. Alright, so to save this drawing, you can go ahead click on where my cursor is right now at the top left of the screen, where my cursor is, where you have the AutoCAD symbol. Click on the drop down menu right there. You click on save or click on save as. Alright, click on save as. Alright, then you can go ahead and type in the name where my cursor is right now. Click on it and type in whatever name you want. So you can name it exercise 12. Alright, exercise 12. Then you click save. So that's how to save your document. So the extension of CAD document is DWG. Alright, that is a CAD extension. So whenever I say document like that, you know that it's a CAD file. Alright, so it's exercise 12.dwg. Alright, so that's how to save. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.